Hello there, you're watching the Uganda Catholic Television. It's a Monday, the very last day of June 2025. Thank you so much for joining us for Uctv News. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch. The People's Front for Freedom, PFF, has strongly condemned the violent robberies and assaults allegedly carried out by supporters of the ruling party National Resistance Movement dressed in yellow t-shirts during Yoweri Kaguta Museveni's nomination form pick-up on Saturday. Now, according to reports circulating on social media and in several media outlets, individuals donning t-shirts bearing the president's image targeted pedestrians and motorists en route to Chadondo, assaulting and robbing them of personal belongings. Speaking to journalists at the party's headquarters, PFF spokesperson Ibrahim Semuju Nganda described the incident as a gross violation of human rights and called on President Museveni to take a decisive action against those responsible.
The Museveni-led military junta unveiled and unleashed on two citizens, yet its other criminal hit gang, the Ghetto Squad, on Saturday, June 27th. The NRM Ghetto Squad was one of the many gangs that accompanied 70-year-old Museveni to pick his party nomination forms to run for president to extend his 40-year rule in power. The NRM Ghetto Squad, fully dressed in brand new Museveni campaign t-shirts, as you all witnessed, punched, kicked, maimed, robbed citizens of their belongings, and mechanized on Kampala streets. This Ghetto Squad, I have seen NRM attempting to deny, but this Ghetto Squad was raised and trained by newly promoted Major General Christopher Damulira. We have spoken about it before here. Damulira heads the Police Crime Intelligence Directorate. His job, together with another soldier called Major Kutesa, has been to raise, train, and deploy this Ghetto Squad. It has been assigned many duties. You remember when we had disagreements over the Museveni money in FDC. This squad was at Najanankumbi full time. They were beating our people. Remember the chairman of Busia was nearly killed by this group when we had a delegates conference at the nature beach of Chairman Waswabirigu. And they operate together with the police, and these days with the Joint Anti-Terrorism Police. So they were torturing our people under the protection of police, and then police would pretend that they don't know them. They were the same group in Kawempe, assaulting citizens, beating up journalists. Even electoral commission officials nearly got beaten by this group in Kawempe. They were recently deployed to rig youth elections in Kampala. I saw them in my constituency. They were being driven from one polling station to another. You know, because these elections happen like in an hour or less, they are lining up. They would drive them from one voting center, go and vote from another. Where they find opposition, they will beat you. And thank God, because in the past they will dismiss them. They will say opposition are causing chaos in Kampala, stealing people's phones. Now the whole country saw who has been behind this stealing and punching of citizens, dressed in Museveni's brand new campaign t-shirts and unleashed on citizens in Kampala. We want to thank you, Mr. Museveni. You have been hiding for long. Now the country knows who is raising and breeding criminals.
His attempt to extend his rule in the NRM was marked by violence, as gangs of desperate youth were unleashed on Kampala streets. These groups, commanded by Mr. Christopher Damulira and Emma Kutesa, robbed, beat the citizens, boasting of impunity, and in the melee a lady who was operating a mobile money booth was robbed and stabbed, and many others fell victim to similar attack. The criminal gangs were introduced in the 2001 elections, and they were famously known as Kalangala Action Plan, commanded by then Major Roland Kakoza Mutale. They manhandled and maimed Colonel Dr. Kiza Besje's supporters then, and following that violent election of the 2001, Parliament established a commission of inquiry to investigate the violence incidents that were precipitated in that election. Similar incidences were seen in 2006 election, as well as 2010, where we saw the establishment of Border 2010, led by Iwan Abdallah Chitata, whose job was to terrorize FDC supporters, and it has been a fashion that every election, Mr. Museveni sets up his campaign and election with a brutal brigade.
The Diocese of Kasese on Saturday celebrated a significant milestone with the ordination of 4 priests and 6 deacons at St. John the Evangelist Seminary in Kiburara. The 6 newly ordained priests included Reverend Father Landers Baluku, Reverend Father William Kule, and Reverend Father Philip Mikanyu from Nsenyi Parish, Reverend Father Hilary Katsetsere, Reverend Father Landers Wambale, and a Clashian priest, all from Kasanga Parish, and Reverend Father Robert Kule from Bokankara Parish. Presiding over the ceremony, Right Reverend Francis Aquinas Kibira, the Bishop of the Kasese Diocese, called on the newly ordained clerics to remain steadfast in their faith, committed to one God, and deeply devoted to the Catholic Church, which he described as a non-tribal. Bishop Kibira urged them to uphold love and unity in their ministries to avoid compromising their spiritual calling.
Kasese Diocese ordains 4 priests and 6 deacons. The Diocese of Kasese, led by His Lordship, Right Reverend Francis Aquinas Kibira, is found in Western Uganda. It's one of the 5 dioceses under the Archdiocese of Mbara, which is led by His Grace Lambert Bainomugisha. Kasese Diocese was erected on the 1st of April in 1989 from the Fort Portal Diocese by His Holiness Pope John Paul II. It was carved from the Diocese of Fort Portal to a whole of Kasese district. On the 28th of June 2025, Kasese Diocese, led by Right Reverend Francis Aquinas, ordained 4 priests and 6 deacons at St. John the Evangelist Seminary in Kiburara.
Word of God you have received with joy.
The procession started at 9:45 and was led by a band. In his message, Right Reverend Francis encouraged priests and deacons to stand by the Catholic Church with confidence and believe in only one God.
Be convinced, my dear priests who are being ordained today and deacons. If you don't believe in one God, if you don't believe in the unam, sanctam, catholicum, apostolicum, ecclesiam, unvest these garments now and go home. We cannot play around with our faith, my dear brothers and sisters. And remember, the God we worship is a jealous God. Even if you would ridicule me and fight with me in public, I will say, no, I believe in the Catholic Church. And the Catholic Church is not tribal. It's Catholic, apostolic, finished. Amina. And I know the benefits of the Catholic Church. I know what the Catholic Church has done for the world.
Thereafter, ordination started, and all the 4 priests and 6 deacons were successfully ordained.
Lord, send forth upon them the Holy Spirit, that they may be strengthened by the gift of your sevenfold grace to carry out faithfully the work of the ministry. May they excel in every virtue, in love that is sincere, in concern for the sick and the poor, in unassuming authority.
The newly ordained priest, Reverend Father Robert Cooley, expressed his gratitude for this milestone and asked the faithful to pray for their priests.
This day has been a wonderful one. We are very happy and very grateful to the Lord for His goodness to us as a team of deacons and priests who have been ordained today. And we thank the people of God for praying for us, and we thank the bishop for ordaining us. This day has been wonderful because people have come in good number to witness our ordination, and still they are going to follow us for our Thanksgiving tomorrow, on Monday and Tuesday. We thank the Lord for this very great gift. The message I give to all the viewers is that we have a primary responsibility of praying for priests. It is your work as the lay faithful to pray for priests, but also as priests, it is our work to sanctify the people of God, to give you blessings and pray for you always. A small message for my young brothers who are still in the formation, the seminarians and the deacons. Please take serious your formation and persevere in the Lord.
Bambo Cruz, a faithful of Kasese Diocese, has also thanked God for the gift of new priests and deacons in their diocese.
This day has been an important day for us, for the Diocese of Kasese and the Church at large, where we have had ordination of 6 priests and 4 deacons. We thank God for the gift of priests. We thank God for the gift of our diocese. And we hope the new priests, now that they join the flock of God, they are going to increase the spirituality and Christianity in the Diocese of Kasese and the entire world. The Bishop of Kasese, the Ordinary of Kasese, has already appointed them to various assignments. He has appointed them in the various parishes where they are going to serve God in those areas. And we really thank God for this, and we hope this is going to to increase spirituality in the Diocese of Kasese.
M. Frank, Uctv News.
Thousands of Catholic faithful gathered at St. Peter's Catholic Parish in Zambia to commemorate the church's 130th anniversary alongside the celebration of St. Peter's Feast Day. The vibrant festivities featured the blessing of the Bishop Hanlon Baliesima House, a commercial building currently under construction, and a solemn Thanksgiving Mass presided over by the Archbishop Paul Semogerere. In his homily, the Archbishop Semogerere urged Christians to reflect deeply on the Ugandan Episcopal Bishop's pastoral letter, especially in light of the approaching general elections, emphasizing the urgent need for honesty, integrity, and moral leadership, virtues he noted are warning among many political leaders today.
By 10 a.m., devotees from Zambia and the Kampala Archdiocese had filled the tents and overflowed into Bishop Hanlon Gardens to participate in the historic celebrations of marking 130 years of Zambia Catholic Church, festivities which coincided with the feast day of St. Peter and St. Paul. As tradition in the Catholic community, for events to begin with the celebration of a Holy Mass, these festivities too began with the Thanksgiving Mass, led by Archbishop Paul Semogerere. In his homily, Archbishop Paul Semogerere encouraged the faithful to deepen their faith by emulating the unwavering devotion of St. Peter and St. Paul, who remained steadfast in their beliefs despite facing adversity and even death.
Peter was strong in evangelizing. He professed the faith. He told the world and executors that he cannot deny that Jesus Christ rose from the dead, even if it meant death, and he died for that. This is a man who initially had feared. He denied Jesus Christ. I don't know him, because he had feared death. But when God chose him, and with the power of the Holy Spirit, this man stood on ground and said, I know what I profess. I believe that Jesus Christ died and rose, and this is what he preached. Let us pray that we may have that faith as well, that in words, but particularly in actions, we may profess the faith of Peter that Jesus passed on to him.
According to the Archbishop, the faithful should acquaint themselves with the Uganda Episcopal Conference Bishop's recent pastoral letter, which calls for the restoration of integrity and honesty among believers, particularly politicians who are often plagued by dishonest and hypocrisy.
Recently, the Episcopal Conference, our bishops, wrote to us a pastoral letter with the theme, "The truth will set you free." We hope that you are able to read this message as Ugandans. This message is not only for Catholics, but for all Ugandans, that we reflect upon it, especially as we are about to have the general elections.
In the same spirit, the area Member of Parliament, Alan Sewanyana, appealed to the Archbishop and the faithful community to pray for political actors, especially those opposing the incumbent regime, as the country approaches the heated general elections, a period he accuses security agencies to unleash heinous atrocities against the government's rivals.
Naddala mu kalulu ke tugendamu ak'omwaka ogujja 2026. Mu byonna bye tusaba nako tukasabire kaggwe emirembe nga tewali akosebwa. Kubanga nze kamwa koogera omwaka 2021 we namala okulondebwa okuweereza abantu bano ab'e Makindye West, saamanya nti ate nze omu ku abo abagenda okukolebwako ebikolobero era n'embikolebwako n'ensibwa emyaka 2, olw'ekyo kyenzikirizaamu ekya National Unity Platform ng'ekibiina kyange.
However, the Vice President of Uganda, Her Excellency Jessica Alupo, through the State Minister for Kampala Capital City and Metropolitan Affairs, Chofato Kawiye, urged the Catholic Church to strengthen families, especially at a time when civilization modernization has washed away the once cherished traditional moral values in families, and also reiterated the government's commitment to supporting the church towards achieving the same.
I wish to call upon all religious leaders from all denominations to put up much attention towards strengthening families, as well as we all know, a family is a foundation of a society and then a nation. This entirely remains a responsibility of government and the church to restore the fundamental principles for strong families in order to ensure a stable and peaceful society and the nation at large. The government of Uganda reiterates its commitment to partner with the Catholic Church to uplift the social well-being of all Ugandans.
The event also featured Archbishop blessing the Bishop Hanlon Valiasima House, a commercial building under construction, According to parish priest Father Joseph Semanda, the building was built in memory of the first bishop, Hanon Valiesima, and serves as a lasting legacy for the Catholic community.
Twasalawo okuzimba ekizimbe ekyo erinnya lyakyo lye mwawulidde edda Bishop Hanlon Valiesima House. Nga tujjukira Bishop Hanlon eyasooka mu ssaza lino era nga yatuulanga wano. Erinnya eryokubiri Valiesima. Erinnya lino lisonga ku balijja abalibeerawo mu maaso. Mukimanyi bulungi mwenna nti okuzimba mulimu munene, mulimu muzito, era oluusi gusaba okwefiisa. Bw'otoweerwa gukutula ekiwalaata, bw'otoba musajja nnyo. Valiesima. Bannansambya mwenna nga nnaatera okumaliriza, muzze musonda essente, mbeebaza nnyo. Twerumye olwaleero abalijja mu maaso Valiesima.
Story by Joseph Kamai, UCTV.
You're watching UCTV News. We'll take a break and get back with more stories. To stay with us.
UCTV. Good news for all.
You are watching UCTV. Good news for all. For this and more, tune in to Kasese Get Radio 100.5 in Western Region, located at the hill of the Diocese of Kasese. KGR brings you all Catholic programs and an advertising platform in all our radio shows like Good Morning Renzori, Chama Towoka, Ukute, the business show, Propeller, the Rico show and sports, Evaluation, Bahinga Bakuluka, Late Night Show, and many others. Our other services include Isuzu Tipa, a Noah car, public address system, live band, Omokekera, an audio recording studio, and outside live broadcast. For more information, call 0773 597 166 or visit our website www.kasesegatradio.com. Kasese Radio, Omusondoria, the voice of truth.
Welcome back. This is the Uganda Catholic Television and you are watching the Monday edition of UCTV News. The United States Ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency William Pope, led a delegation of over 100 U.S. Embassy staff and affiliated agency representatives to St. Peter's Secondary School in Zambia for a half-day mentorship and career development session with the students. In his address, Ambassador Pope underscored that the visit was part of the embassy's ongoing community outreach efforts aimed at inspiring youth and promoting educational growth. He further noted that the initiative also served to celebrate the American tradition of volunteerism in the lead up to this year's U.S. Independence Day celebrations.
Celebrating United States Independence Day is often characterized by a number of patriotic displays, fireworks, parades, and community gatherings by Americans. It is also a time when they share the spirit of volunteerism, which is deeply ingrained in American culture and traditions. As a way of commemorating the 249th Independence Day in Kampala, United States nationals and its close affiliates, led by the U.S. Ambassador to Uganda, His Excellency William Pope, led a delegation of U.S. nationals and their close affiliates to St. Peter's Senior Secondary School in Zambia.
And yet, the walls that we work behind can be very high if we don't reach out to our neighbors like you. And what better way to break down those walls by bringing our community to you today and sharing with you a bit of our history and our traditions, but also connecting you with U.S. company and with Ugandan alumni of our many, many exchange and educational programs. We have more than 6,000 Ugandans who have participated in various study and educational exchange programs in the United States.
The interactive session brought together U.S. volunteers, exchange alumni, company partners, and Peace Corps members who shared life skills, career advice, and personal experiences with the students aiming to mentor, inspire, and empower the next generation of leaders. According to His Excellency the Ambassador, this is not only aimed at lowering the walls between the embassy and the local communities, but also a demonstration of the United States commitment to promoting and extending various opportunities to the local students, particularly those in Zambia.
Then giving back. And so one of the things you'll hear today from many of the mentors and the volunteers is they're very active in their community. So they've had a chance to participate in programs and activities, but above all, they're taking that not just for themselves, but to help other people. And ultimately, that's what we're looking for, is to support young leaders, particularly young women and girls, who are ready to give back to their community. So we want to be part of that. I mentioned the American Center. That's a great opportunity right nearby. We have a lot of different programs. Ezra's our coordinator. Ezra's here with us today, and hopefully, I know he'll be coming back to St. Peter's. We'll make sure that happens and share some of the programs and the activities that we have at the American Center that can connect with all of you. But we also look forward to your Digital Technology Center here being available, helping not only you do your studies, but opening a whole new avenue to digital technology for each and every one of you. That's the future.
The administration of St. Peter's SS in Zambia extended heartfelt gratitude to Ambassador Pope for his generosity and commitment to bridging the gap between the American community and locals, particularly the students, upon which they urged the students to harness this partnership opportunity to not only excel academically but also become responsible citizens.
We thank you for the big heart, thinking about the neighbor, thinking about these children. Our minds, our work when we are here goes towards the children. They are the reason we are here. We love that they have a bigger, bright future, better than ours, bigger than anybody else, that they live a comfortable life, a life of service to the community and society.
These students have been grouped, and each of the 150 or so mentors have been attached to a different group, and we expect that they will inspire our learners to be responsible citizens to better their career aspirations. So we are excited and grateful to the ambassador and the embassy for this opportunity.
There are many people who are standing before you because you have greater chances. Please, you have chances of climbing to the top. Bear in mind that your duty is to study.
Story compiled by Victoria Navuli for UCTV News.
Thank you. And finally, with stories from the local scene, the Uganda Bureau of Statistics, UBOS, has donated over 5,000 computer-assisted personal interviewing tablets previously used during the National Population and Housing Census to 4 cultural institutions and 10 selected public higher education institutions. Presiding over the official handover ceremony at the UBOS headquarters in Kampala, the executive director Chris Mukiza said the donation aims to strengthen data collection, research and academic learning within the beneficiary institutions. Mukiza emphasized that the initiative will also boost evidence-based planning and administrative decision-making through the integration of digital tools in institutional operations.
Makerere. Yeah, sure. We build for the future. Yeah, sure.
Yes. The beneficiary cultural institutions include the Busoga Kingdom, which received over 500 computer-assisted personal interviewing tablets, the Buganda Kingdom, the Bunyoro Kitara Kingdom, and Obusinga bwa Rwenzururu, which received approximately 120 tablets. Additionally, 10 carefully selected government-funded higher education institutions, including National Council for Higher Education, Makerere University, Kabale University, Chambogo University, Lira University, and Muni University, among others, received the donation. According to UBOS, the released CapMass tablets aim to enhance seamless data collection, research, and learning purposes for both cultural and educational institutions.
Strengthen data collection in your jurisdictions, to strengthen teaching and training in universities and higher education institutions, and also data sharing.
This profound gesture in a country like Uganda, you saw our statistics, we have a very young population. And so the gesture reflects on the important and continued partnership and collaboration between the public institutions and the Bureau.
The Executive Director of UBOS, Dr. Chris Mukiza, stated that this is clear demonstration of the partnership between the Bureau and the beneficiary institutions, and also renewed their dedication towards supporting the institutions, even those that have not yet been on board, to approach the Bureau for the mutual benefit.
Some of you requested a long time ago, we took time, we forgive us, but better late than never. I remember receiving a letter from Uganda Kingdom immediately after census. I told my friends, wait a bit, because we have to organize ourselves and know what we are doing. And I wanted also your colleagues to come on board as well, so that we are not accused of working with one kingdom and leaving the other out. You know, it can be very dicey discussion. And the same applies to universities. Makerere, my boss here, started agitating for tablets long time ago. I said, but you're a board member representing universities. So first, organize yourselves and come as a group, so that for us we don't want to leave anyone behind.
Dr. Mukiza called upon the institutions to also utilize the Bureau's data as long as they do it in conformity with the statistical regulations.
Happy to share with you, because our work is to ensure that statistics is a public good. We don't sell it, because we generate it using public funds. And so you are allowed to use it, but use it in a way that conforms with the statistical regulations.
UBOS released 5,195 tablets, part of the 120,000 procured for the 2024 National Population and Housing Census, as a deliberate donation with no exception of return. Story by Joseph Kabali for UCTV News.
Away from that, let's take a look at our segment, Today in History. And that's it for the Monday edition of UCTV News. I am Sanjay Gloria Abwatch. Do stay with us on the Uganda Catholic Television.